Wow. Today, lowriders cruised through San Francisco's Mission District for the King of the Streets Parade. Your community station partnered, I think that's us, partnered with organizers, making the event the first Lowrider Parade televised from start to finish.
Our Ann Makovic was there and has more on today's parade.
It was a rolling party with cars from every decade sparkling down Mission Street.
This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle, it's a culture, and it's what I grew up seeing.
And for many of these car aficionados, it is a family affair.
Well, actually, the owner's in the front seat. It's my daughter. She just got her permit yesterday, so we're here to celebrate as well.
She hasn't driven it yet, but she's ready to take the wheel.
It's so pretty. Yeah, it was really pretty, and I always liked old schools.
Of course, the event wasn't without its hiccups. One car had a bit of a breakdown, delaying the parade a while until it was towed away, but nobody seemed to mind.
I just love the show. I love lowriders. I'm a car person, so I had to come out and support, that's all.
The San Francisco Lowrider Council was created to resist the racial profiling of young Latino men by the SFPD, which had banned cruising on Mission Street.
I grew up in the era when we were getting pulled over for driving these cars. So,
Did you get pulled over?
Oh, absolutely, all the time. I think I got 38 tickets in 1 year.
But today, lowriding is celebrated while still honoring the past.
My father showed me how to drive one of these. But that's, one of the reasons. So I just remember.
Looking to the past with a keen eye on a bright, shiny, colorful chrome future.
Go. Yes, anything that brings community.
Mayor Lurie joined the celebration. There he is. And our broadcast, he talked about the importance of celebrating Hispanic culture in a time when so many communities are feeling external pressure from the Trump administration.
Our job is to keep our neighbors safe, our residents safe, our immigrants safe. That's what we're doing. Crime in San Francisco, in downtown, down 40%. Citywide crime, down 30% this year. This is a safe city. I'm so happy to see people out enjoying and feeling safe to do so, and we're going to protect that right to have fun and enjoy San Francisco.
And for a full replay of the King of the Streets Lowrider Parade, head to KPIX.com.
Well, as we prepare to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month here at CBS News Bay Area, we're shining a spotlight on the lowrider culture. This evening, we take you to the heart of San Francisco's Mission District, where the movement, once considered criminal, is now celebrated as a symbol of cultural pride and resilience. And at the wheel is Roberto Hernandez, a man who some call the mayor of the Mission. Len Ramirez takes us for a ride through time and transformation.
It starts with the rumble of a classic engine. And behind the wheel, Roberto Hernandez, a lowrider, a community leader, a Mission legend.
When I first saw a lowrider, I was like, my neck hurted because I think I wanted to run down the street and get in it, you know?
Roberto grew up just blocks from here and worked in an auto repair shop with his grandfather and uncles, fixing engines and building dreams, but nothing hit him like riding low and slow.
It's in my DNA, you know? But for me, lowriding is an art form, and it's our art form as Latinos and as Chicanos.
But the city didn't see culture, they saw a threat.
The police at one point just wasn't having it anymore, and they started giving us tickets.
He was racially profiled by police, pulled over again and again.
They started telling us and warning us, get off Mission Street, stop cruising. And I say, why? Why can't I cruise? You know, and I was very vocal about it. And I got beat up several times for that. And then eventually I got arrested 113 times for cruising down Mission Street because I just kept saying, hey, you're violating my civil rights.
Roberto began fighting back, not with violence, but with knowledge. He sued the city of San Francisco and won a landmark case that helped put an end to discriminatory traffic enforcement and help reshape the city's treatment of lowrider culture.
Every arrest, every beating I got was worth it, because there ain't nothing like having the freedom to be able to cruise down Mission Street.
From victory came responsibility. He helped found the San Francisco Lowrider Council and later the Mission Food Hub, which delivered thousands of meals during the pandemic.
Orale.
Now, as we roll down Mission Street, it's clear this city has changed its tune.
I've been invited and have participated in the cultural training of police officers in the academy, which I would have never imagined that would have happened, right?
They call him the mayor of the mission, and lowriders, once outlawed, are now invited, featured in city parades, honored as cultural ambassadors.
I really believe that that's change makes a difference.
From defiance to dignity, Roberto Hernandez didn't just build lowriders, he built a movement.
Well, as we prepare to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month here at CBS Bay Area, we are shining a spotlight on lowrider culture.
And when you're cruising in a lowrider, as you know, you need some music, right? And Lori Ayub introduced us to the local musician who donated his talent to create the anthem of the Lowrider Parade.
It's the sound of his ancestors and the beat that keeps him moving. Frankie Ray Navarro is a passionate Latino musician born and raised in San Francisco's Mission District. As he prepares for the King of the Streets Lowrider Parade, he says he's grateful to have produced this year's theme song.
As a Mission Street born person, I'm here and I'm so glad to represent the parade and the lowrider community for the simple fact that they deserve to be recognized in the Mission because they've been here a long time.
Frankie hails from a family of artists. As he walks the streets of the Mission with his song, he says his parents inspired his creativity.
The salsa came from my parents' side because when I was a little kid, I do recall at 3 years old, in my crib, like this, moving to the music.
Stirring up emotions tied to memories of his years hustling to be recognized as an artist, Frankie, who is still very close to his father, says he fought long and hard for his music to be heard.
It's not easy to be a musician in the Mission District. I cry because I have struggled a lot in music.
But the struggles never stopped him. As he reflects on his younger years at St. Anthony's School, he says he was always surrounded by talent and passion in the Mission.
I'm not the only musician, okay? There's tons of musicians that could do great arrangements and great writing. They're here, but you gotta go find them.
But Frankie is grateful to share his original arrangements just in time for the Lowrider Parade.
Yeah.
Oh, the countdown is on for the Lowrider Parade in San Francisco, and we've been bringing you stories about lowrider culture leading up to that big event. Lowriding was illegal in California in the 80s, putting it at odds with police departments all across the Bay Area. But in Oakland, that clash took a new turn that sparked a cultural shift. Kevin Coe shows us how.
This car is designed with 10 switches. It do front and back, it do side to side, it do a pancake, it do a lot of stuff.
Jose Cheo Ortiz has been lowriding for decades, but there isn't another 1991 Ford Crown Victoria that means more to him and Oakland than this.
It was an officer that got killed in the line of duty.
In 1994, Oakland police officer Miguel Soto was shot and killed. In that same year, Ortiz renovated the fallen officer's patrol car at the request of OPD.
We was needed something to bridge the police and the community and the use of the community, and it was the perfect tool.
The OPD Lowrider is often at car shows, schools, and Bay Area events. It's a stark contrast from the 80s, when Oakland police often targeted lowriders.
So it's more easy now to deal with the OPD versus 31 years ago. 31 years ago, I don't know why I'm still alive, because, I was the most hated guy over here through the department.
For those of us growing up here in Oakland, East Oakland, we certainly know lowriders. And it's a positive for the police and the fire department.
Oakland City Council member Noel Gallo says the OPD lowrider sparked some initial controversy, but soon became something other departments wanted for themselves. In 1995, Ortiz renovated this 1986 Chevy Caprice Classic into the Oakland Fire Department's official lowrider. Since then, he's helped build more than 26 lowriders for police and fire departments nationwide.
31 years ago, the police officer of Oakland, they didn't like lowriders. They were hating into lowriders. And then they found themselves with one, their own one. OPD needs to be part of the community. And they proved themselves.
As part of our continuing celebration, we are bringing you stories about lowrider culture leading up to this very big fun event. And while the parade will feature vehicles traveling low and slow, there's another side of the culture that's all about how high you can bounce.
All right, and you can see
Boom.
it right there. Ryan Yamamoto, master storyteller that he is, had a chance to visit a hop shop in Hayward where a father and daughter take the lowrider game to new heights in the family.
Something I grew into in lifestyle.
For nearly a quarter century,
Since I was about 13 years old.
36-year-old Daniel Jimenez has been fully planted in the Bay Area's lowrider culture.
Mr. Chad Oliver's 78 Cadillac DeVille, single pump, 12 batteries, does about 80 inches, give or take, on the bumper, 350 motor, tunnel ram, nice good little car, could drive on the street, just something fun to play with.
Where his specialty has nothing to do with getting low. Instead, it's all about height, up to 70 to 80 inches off the ground. Where his expertise lies in the hydraulics that makes a car bounce.
Different tonnage, which is the thickness of the coils, batteries, pumps, pump heads, which are what go inside and push the oil out to the rest of the car, hose size. Everything plays a difference when it comes to the cars, and sometimes they take a little fine tuning.
You seem to talk to the car.
Yeah, you got to. You got to see what the car wants.
Daniel learned the art from his father, and today he is passing down that knowledge.
Next one, that's for both backs to go up. The next switch over is the back right.
To his 10-year-old daughter, Natalie.
She has a good time. It's time for us, me and her, to bond together. I don't have any sons, so closest thing to it I'm gonna get.
But it's more than just mechanics.
Wait, hold on. We got a little kid on the switch. Oh, man, we got a girl on the switch.
That's Natalie on the controls at a car show in San Jose last year.
A little early. Good. Perfect.
We're back home in Hayward. Practice on the switch makes perfect.
You just gotta be calm and you gotta make sure you're hitting it at the right time. So this line makes it, when you hit it this way, it makes the car go up. And you have to hold it down for it to actually go down.
For Daniel, it's a proud papa moment, especially as his business grows to not only include hopping, but full restorations of lowriders and other vehicles.
You know, with my daughter stepping into it, it's gonna make me stick around a little longer.
A family business he hopes can reach new heights.
Well, the countdown is on for the Lowrider Parade in San Francisco, and we've been bringing you stories about lowrider culture leading up to the big event on Saturday. Lowriding was actually illegal in California back in the 80s, but today it's a celebrated part of Bay Area culture. As Devin Feely shows us, the activity has been uniting families for generations.
It all started with my father. He was big in the lowrider game.
It might not be immediately obvious, but Carlos Torres enjoys taking a back seat these days to his 9-year-old son, David, and David's love of cars.
I think my son was about 5 years old when we built our first lowrider together and introduced him into lowriding, and now here we are.
It's a lot of stuff going on in this car.
And it doesn't matter that David won't be street legal for nearly another decade. Not when you can do this.
I've been doing it for since I was 1, because my dad used to bring me to the shows. But I started hopping at like 7.
David was steered towards lowriders by his dad, who in turn learned from his own father. A wheel of knowledge and culture spinning across generations.
I was born in the shop pretty much, raised in the shop, and been lowriding my whole life, really.
David and Carlos work on their cars together, hands-on, a father and son team.
He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. So if you understand the system on how it works, then you understand what you're doing when you have the switch.
Ah, the switch. But the rest of us would call the controller. An awful lot of power to put in the hands of a 9-year-old.
When I hop, it gets super high, and I don't that feels special to me.
I'll bet it does. Like the best remote-controlled car that any 9-year-old could ever hope to have on steroids.
So we see a car coming bouncing, we want to bounce too, so let's go head up and bounce.
Their father-son bond is fueled by their mutual love of cars.
It's deep. It's deeper than just lowriding. It's tradition that was passed down to me. I'm passing it down to my son. And it's something that we get to do together. We enjoy it. And I enjoy watching him do it. That's why I'm taking the back seat and giving him the switch and let him run it now.
When it comes to Carlos and David and their shared passion for cars, it's not entirely clear anymore who's in the driver's seat and who's riding shotgun. And maybe it doesn't actually matter, since they're both so clearly enjoying the ride.
Other kids, they have a good life, but I feel like I have the best life because of this.
Well, tomorrow, lowriders are taking over the Mission District in San Francisco for the King of the Streets Parade. You can watch it on KPIX+. We want to introduce you to a Richmond man who's being honored as the parade's Grand Marshal. Veronica Macias shares how he's contributed to the local cruising culture.
We're ready to go to the Kings of the Street Parade.
Who better than David Gonzalez, creator of the Homies, to serve as the Grand Marshal of the first televised Lowrider Parade in the Mission? Dave is lovingly known as the Homie King, and you'll see him cruising in this 1941 Chevy leading the way.
What's their backstories? I'd pick a name like Flacco. I'd draw a homie that looked like a frog.
Those are just some of the names Gonzalez has given his characters. As a young man, he immersed himself in the lowriding scene. In his hometown of Richmond, he drew inspiration to draw his cartoon art from the people around him.
This store right here is special to me, El Chaparro, but it used to be called
It's
Pepito.
special because this is where he first started selling his graphic t-shirts by the dozen. The neighborhood, the homies, Gonzalez likes to say, chose him to preserve the culture of the barrio.
This couldn't have happened unless somebody from this community did it. Anybody else, it would have been culture vulture, appropriation. It would have been labeled stereotyping or what have you. Well, because I just drew the world around me, I think it was accepted by my community, and it resonated as I did more and more interesting characters and diversified it from the first group was just lowriders.
He credits his teachers who recognized his gift and helped develop his talent. His dad, Andy, was always supportive.
1949.
After seeing a 1949 yearbook from Richmond High with a cartoon sketch of his dad and classmates in zoot suits from prom, Dave knew this is what he wanted to do.
I was doing these type of shirts before anybody else was, and there was just nobody doing these. I brought the Chicano art on t-shirts into the communities by doing the swap meets car shows.
First came the comic strip, Lowrider magazine. Then while working for the U.S. Postal Service as a clerk and a muralist to support his family, came the explosive launch with his homie figurines. A toy distributor reaching out to Gonzalez to sell the 2-inch homies out of vending machines, placed in grocery stores, laundromats, and Dave couldn't keep up with demand.
What was happening, they started buying them, throwing the parachutes out and collecting the toys. And we're like, I mean like wiping machines out.
There was backlash to the product, law enforcement pressuring retailers to stop selling the figurines, but that publicity only increased demand. Perhaps because they represented a cultural phenomenon, a way for Chicanos to connect.
Bring you back to the old streets.
Gonzalez's dad remembers what it was like for police to prohibit low riding in his day.
From 3rd and 23rd, we come cruising down slowly. And then we get to 23rd, and we want to turn left to get 23rd. There'll be a cop. He said, no, you can't go in there. We didn't know why, but we were Chicanos.
But through the years, this artistic expression for Mexican Americans and others couldn't be wiped away. Cars continued to roll out. Decades after anti-low riding bans were passed. California passing a law prohibiting any anti-cruising city ordinances. All the while, the homie king stayed true in celebrating its culture.
Women car clubs will be driving in tomorrow's Lowrider Parade in San Francisco, but they weren't always given a spot behind the wheel. And there are still some lowrider clubs that are male only. Kara St. Cyr introduces us to the women driving through the glass ceiling.
We're still unpacking our stuff. I don't see them now.
Lowriding isn't just a hobby. It's a Mexican-American tradition.
That's one. That's about 18.
And a way of life for Hilda Ramirez.
Oh, here's another old picture of me with a different car. I knew the 63 was my favorite. This was a family car, so it was in addition to my very own Impala.
Introduced to the culture by her uncles, it was a dream to drive her own one day. But there was one problem. Most car clubs are exclusively male.
There's still car clubs to this day that don't allow women in their club, and we get it. Sometimes, you want a space for yourself.
Angel Romero, a member of Dueña's car club and a seasoned lowrider, says female clubs are relatively new. Romero says lowrider clubs were established in the 1940s, but women weren't allowed to join them. The tide started changing around the 70s, with more female groups popping up throughout California. In the Bay, Romero says she knows of about 3 of them currently.
We're breaking barriers. We can do the same thing a man can do. We can be out there and showing off our rides that we've worked hard. We can build our own cars. So I think it really needs to show our future generation daughters, that, hey, you can do anything it is you want to do in this world, whether it's own a lowrider or be a CEO.
The result is a small community of women, like Hilda, dedicated to upholding lowrider culture. And it also means a slot in the Carnival San Francisco Grand Parade.
It feels like I've got power and, God, it just makes me feel like free and peaceful and just proud, very, very proud.
Hilda sourced this 1963 Impala herself, restoring it to its original paint.
Her name is Diamond Girl. She's just a diamond.
And adding the gold fixings. And possibly her favorite feature.
I love my hydraulics.
To her and other women in the club, these cars represent progress, giving women a seat at the table.
It means so much to me. Like I said, it's a dream car.
And a dream realized.